lot of these have shed their pollen, and it no longer looks really viable. So, Bill, thanks for being here, man. Definitely moderator status for sure, man. Really appreciate you. You ever make your way back to Florida, you got a place to stay. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Is that how the song goes? Hello, Leslie. I sent Leslie out some stuff. I'm looking for pollen over here. We're not seeing it. I see a lot of nasty pollen. Stuff that I don't want to use. I'm just kind of sizing up the situation here. Grimmel's looking good. I don't really want to hybridize the Grimmel. Keigan. What up, Key Gorilla? This year the theme is going to be protecting fruit trees. We're going to get it done. I'm working on some passion fruit jelly. Thank you. I'd like some of that. Yeah. Look, there's more flowers on the giant pitanga, and there's fruit set. I don't know. Maybe I will sell the seeds or the fruit from this, and I will protect it. But we'll be selling the fruit fresh, provided that there's no worms in it. I really can't ship it if there's any worms in it. There's got to be worm free. I'll net the tree. I've got a bag I think will fit over that tree, and it'll stop anything from messing with it. Okay, this is what I'm really interested in over here. The Paulista has got some flowers, and I don't know if they're receptive. You see, they're past their prime, but let's go ahead and get some pollen off of this tree and see if we can fiddle with this. This is a haphazard attempt. And when you make a haphazard attempt, you gotta do a little something here. But we're gonna try to get this pollen brush in my hand here. See, I got a pollen brush in my hand. I got a dish. I'm gonna use my mouth so I can film it. Use my teeth. Nothing coming off. Not a lot of pollen was falling off. It didn't look ripe. The pollen is like a fruit. It has to be ripe. And I'm not seeing the pollen falling off like powder. No. There's a little bit there, not a lot. Trying to film it's hard. Some kind of bug in my hair. Okay, there's some good pollen up here. That's right. A little bit more. Getting a little bit, not a lot. There we go. That was right. So now we've collected the pollen there. I don't know, is the stream quality real poor? We had viewership at one point, but now it's falling apart. It says we only have 2 viewers. At one point we had 7. I put the camera in my mouth and it all went downhill. It says we have 1 viewer now. But it did collect some pollen. We're gonna see if we can apply it to a tree. Yo. Julian, did you get your tree that I sent you, Julian? I'm here. There's got more people than what it says. They lie to me, bro. They try to bring me down. They try to make me feel small, man. I got 1 million viewers right now, but they only tell me I got 2, bro. Otherwise, everyone's gone. It says I only have 2 viewers. This can't be the case. They're lying to us, guys. I don't want my pollen to blow away. But now we're looking to cross-pollinate something here. Gotta be. What? You're here too? They're lying to me, bro. Oh, look, the nets are working. Anomaly fruit. Some are hanging on. Looking pretty good. Leslie's here. Says I've got 3 viewers. Hey, Adam. Use something black. Okay. Let's go over here. They just don't look receptive, these flowers. We're gonna have to go to a different greenhouse, find a different tree with the receptive flowers without blowing this pollen out of the dish. This overhead water is not really helping me out. Now, I should have some receptive pollen on this tree over here. Receptive flowers. And I should be taking pollen from these trees as well, but we're really looking for receptive flowers on an anomaly to receive. And I don't want this water on right now. Let me turn this off. Aha! Found what I'm looking for. Perfect. Fucking phone's getting wet. Okay. This is more than enough water in here. That'll be good for the summertime. Phone got soaked. Lemon drop mangosteen. Grafted lemon drop mangosteen. All the flowers coming on that. It's going to be going crazy. It's so easy to cover. Look how small it is. It grows so low. And I grafted an upright branch for sure. Every time I graft the lemon drop mangosteen, I use upright branches. Anyhow. Now this is what you want right here. Take this pollen and hit these flowers. This water's really pissing me off. Give me a fucking second. All right, it's looking really promising here where we have a chance where I'm not gonna break the flowers open. I'm just gonna kind of hit a couple here and there with whatever pollen I got. They're still kind of in the receptive phase, but we really gotta remember that I hit those. And let's check on these other ones here. Oh yeah, there's some right here. I don't know if this works or not. It could be a lot better. I'm really kind of mad that it's so wet. There's a little guy here. We can at least try to hit him. Yep, it's not shedding pollen. It's only receiving. That's a real good sign there. So we tried our best to cross-pollinate these. And there is pollen. It's wet, though. I don't know if wet... I'm sure you can have it wet. You can have it dry. I'd rather have it dry than wet. And we're doing our best to cross-pollinate right here. It's very good that the anomaly is not shedding pollen. It only seems to be receiving. And there are some flowers that are open and yet to be open, and they're not falling off when I'm hitting them. It's really all you can do is try to get them. Oh, I see a bunch at the top that I missed that are really nice looking. These guys right here. Just try to hit them as best you can and pray that something penetrates that barrier. You can cut them open too, I assume, but there's a little point at which there's a receptive part that sticks out. And I saw a couple that were kind of doing it, so we got a chance. Now we're gonna move on to the Hestinga and look for some pollen to take from it. It's got flowers for the first time. A lot of flowers. I just don't think this is ripe. Yeah, pollen's not ripe. But we could be making more hybrids here. In the case that the pollen is not ripe, it's receiving.
Yeah, I might just turn these on.
Well, it doesn't need any more water.
Okay.
A lot of fuck. My shit's all fucked up. It's the water causes the camera to turn this way, that way. I gotta go collect more pollen, do more work. This is a little cool little tree that seems to have set some fruit right away the first time it flowered. And I think this is an anomaly, probably a hybrid of the anomaly. The tree is probably like 6 years old, I bet. I haven't kept track. It's about 6 or 7 years old, I think. Could be only 4 or 5. I don't know. Kind of lost track. But I think I pulled it aside because I knew it was a special because of the leaf. It really reminds me of the anomaly with like the red, maybe those two crossed. I couldn't say for sure, but I'm seeing some characteristics that are not quite just straight anomaly. But the cool thing is that it's retained its precocity. And this is a real precocious little devil here. Fruit are setting. They're nice. You can see them in there. Some nice, the ovaries are filling out. And that's really cool. A little tiny tree. I'd like to see some more flowers on that, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. So all we can do now is piddle around with what we have over here. I'm gonna kind of mess with Hashtingas a little bit and the anomaly. If I can find some ripe pollen on the anomaly without opening up a bag on these trees. So this should be the black velvet. I have some of these black velvet trees. This needs water in particular. This tree needs water. So you have to turn on the hose, let the hot water run out. Go ahead and just let that run. Eugenia matosii needs to be all pruned up. Loves to flower, but doesn't like to set fruit. And then this one suffered a lot of dieback, but it's still alive. It's like kind of hard to keep it as happy as I want. Could be worse. Yeah, they seem to suffer dieback here and there. Unspecified dieback. All right, let's water this tree. This one needs it real bad. Okay, I think we're good. These must be the cascudas. I only have 2 of these cascudas. Now it's starting to make a little sense. The cascuda is like a giant sabra. And I can't remember how they came labeled. I think the labels were mixed up and I had to figure it out. I can't recall. Yeah, they were mixed up. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these are the black velvets. It's really confusing. I just wouldn't think the Cascuda. Nah, these are the Cascudas. I'm quite certain. They got a bark just like Sabra, but the leaf is fuzzy. Probably a hybrid. Who knows what the hell they sent me, or whatever he gave me. The guy could be anything in the world, guys. I don't know. I gotta look at other people's Cascudas. This tree likes to dry out here. This big boy. All right, we good. I'm done. It's a good time of year. The trees are real happy. All the time to graft was already kind of past, but there's still time to do some grafts. This tree ought to flower. Kind of teasing. Okay. Thought I wasn't gonna get you. Ooh, that's a pretty tree there. Looks like it's got some coronata.
Adam, I still need to get this section over here.
Where?
This whole row.
Yeah, I hand watered most of it. I think you're pretty good for now, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It looks pretty good.
Why I came in this morning and hand watered this section because I can't sprinkle it.
Yeah, I think we're good on this section. Today's a cool day, and it's going to cool down. It's going to get cooler. I got to be careful with the overhead watering in there this time of year. It's almost best to do it by hand because we got all those flowers in there and all that fruit.
Right.
It's just, sometimes I don't know if it's better or not. I try not to overhead water when they're in heavy bloom. You just want to do it by hand. I don't know if it makes a difference. Probably a debate on that. I've had them get rained on real heavy and set real well. I don't know if the well water's better or worse. So now I need to go kind of clean off my plate, my pollen plate, and look for some more pollen. We got to remember that this video will serve as my video evidence. And then I got to look through and see if any fruit sets. It needs the chelated iron. Drench it with chelated iron on the roots. Probably help it out. Or you could just acidify the soil if you don't want to use chelated iron. These ought to be flowering. These are the ruby honeys. They look real pretty. I don't think I grafted any this year. I'll probably have to graft some. It's a good seller. It's a good tree. It's rare. Now I need some pollen. And I don't think this stuff is any good. There's a ton of what looks like pollen on this tree, but we'll see if it's any good. It'll just take me a while to figure it out, won't it? Oh, it just all came off, the whole clump. Yeah, it looks like trash. And not a lot of fruit set really either. I see nothing when I'm going to pull this off. Maybe some set. Real dense. See, I don't know if this is any good. I don't think that's any good. That's kind of like rotten fruit. There may be some good grains in there. Who knows what? This one has a lot going on here. I don't know if this fruit's gonna set on there. It feels good. I don't think any of this pollen is worth a damn. I'm gonna leave that alone. Anyhow, you get the idea. You go around. Gotta get the pollen when it's ripe. It's like a fruit. This tree got hit real hard. And it's got pollen that's ripe, fruits that are set. It smells good. See, there's The pollen's not ripe on this one. They would be falling off like dust, not ripe. These are receptive flowers. But then there's probably one with the pollen that is ripe if we look long enough. This brush is all wet. This is gonna have a great fruit set. Tree's gonna have a nice crop. I've got it all ready to cover up. So, oh hell, we're just gonna give it a shot with this rotten anomaly pollen. We're gonna look for a little more pollen and then at least go hit the Paulista with something. Gonna go tap on that Paulista a little bit. See if we can grab it. Look at the most prettiest tree on the property. The Sabra hybrid from Pine Island Nursery was selling them years ago. I think I grafted a couple this year. I usually graft a couple every year. Not a lot though, because it hasn't fruited yet. It's really just prettier than anything. It's easy to grow too. But yeah, that's the one. That's probably the prettiest tree in La Casa. It's called a showstopper. You just get lost in them leaves, buddy. A lot of reds going on. All right, let's look under here. Nothing looking good. Looking all like it's worthless to take. It's all overripe. We'll just take it anyway. No. Doesn't look so good. Oop, Haphazard flowers. First time for that little tree planted in the pathway. Oh look, another one flowering over there, and a lot of shade too. That's nice. I like them. They do really well in the shade here. I thought it would be better in the full sun. Oh, look at that. The possible Grimmel Hechtinga. We grafted some of them finally, but we're gonna take a while to figure out if that's what that is or not, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is based on my statistics. A little growth on the mango. See if there's any flowers on this. This variegated, yeah, there's flowers on it. It's flowered and set fruit before, but they never held for a long. Something always knocked it off or they just fell off. All right, we're gonna go check on that Paulista and get this done. There's another Paulista right there up against the house. Really pretty tree. It's gone through hell. Surprised how well it's done. It used to get burnt up so bad. I gotta get this cage off of this tree. We're back at the Paulista. And let's just try to do something to it. Get some of this nasty pollen and then just bang it around on there. Looks like it's shedding pollen, to be honest. We got a chance. Now I gotta protect the fruit somehow. It's gonna be a real challenge to protect the fruit. But I'm just running this brush over the flowers, any that I can find. Trying to hit the little part in the middle. I can't really film it and show you at the same time. It's one or the other. Almost thinking about trimming back this tree that's next to it. It's really annoying. I can't get in and, do the work I want to do on this because of the tree next to it. But we're hitting it with anomaly pollen. So there's a chicken. The pollen I think is no good. Looked like it was spoiled. But all right, I see one more we can hit right here. Boop bee doop boop. Boop boop bee doop. All right, I think we're good. We made a difference in the world today. We definitely tried. We definitely made an attempt. Sometimes that's all it takes. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You are making this bath time a lot of fun. There's my Grimmels coming back. This one's gonna fruit this year. Look at that. It's already back. You wanna take me down, you stupid frickin' beetles? Huh? I'm the Harry Finkley Jr. to the Beatles, whatever his name is. The guy with the catcher in the rye. I take him down. You can't stop me. Yeah, this one needs to be weeded. The ants all like to get at the base of these. A nice ant pile at the bottom of this guy. The ants come and go. Yeah, I think the ants are gone on that one. At least they kill the weeds at the base of the tree. Now, oh, drop my brush. Look at this is one of the ones that survived. Look at all the flowers. This one's loaded up, lots of flowers. And this is the best one, the one in the middle. It looks like an okay set. Ooh, I can't believe this one held on really well. I thought it would die back to the ground, but it's refusing to die. I think if you see new growth, that means that's gonna stay. So I was hesitant to chop it down. But yeah, that one kind of held on. It got hit by the beetle, but it held on. So we got hit hard, but they're all alive. See, they're all very well and alive. They just have to grow back to the old wood again, which with those roots the way they are, we'll be back in business in 5 years, maybe 3 years. We'll start fruiting in two or three more years again. So it wasn't the end of the world. Grafted guaquiea, Myrcieria guaquiea. I don't ever say the common names for the fruit, but I was watching a video with Seth and Andrea. They did the year one organics at Frutas Raras, and you know they've got the common name for the fruit, but it's kind of like I ain't gonna say that usually because people need to know the botanical name so they don't get confused and buy the same thing twice. I mean, whatever. Common name, you got to know that, but I just don't even, there's too many common names. I mess them up all the time. I mess them up. If you yeah, great video. If you know the species name, you're not gonna get the wrong plant, but sometimes you need to know the species name and the common name or the varietal name. But I always just stuck with the species name just because like that's the species. See, this has to be on. It should not be left off. It is to protect the well. It is the well house. So it should be left on. I gotta tell my buddy there to do that. All right. So we're looking pretty good. Really warm year. A lot of flowers coming on the Patangatubas. A late frost would really be bad. I don't know if the New World Order can put one together or not. But we'll see. I'm prepared. Not really. Would suck if there's a late frost. Yeah, these Patangatubas are coming through real nice. They looked real bad, and see, we weeded them. And all those weeds kind of kept them green. They look real nice. They need fertilizer. They need a lot of fertilizer. I ought to do that right now today. Get them back on track. But all the Patangatubas do better in the shade here. Well, this one looks really good. It had a shade house around it. But now that I took the shade off, probably won't be so happy. Oh, well. Not too worried about it. Yep, that one had the shade on it. It was doing very well with the shade around it. Oh well. They need fertilizer and water. Well, that's a nice tree there. This hybrid tree. These should flower. Yeah, looks close. Let's get a better look. I just fertilized down there. Oh. Just thinking about it. I see where it's got some. Check this out. There, see that? We'll see. Not yet. You see, there's a little confusion. I was selling scions. This is the Novak's cauliflora. No. The Novak trunciflora sabra hybrid. That's what we think it is. I've tasted the fruit. It's a really good fruit. Really strong tree. But I don't have this listed for sale as scions, okay? I'm not selling cuttings from this tree. I'm selling cuttings from this tree, which is the Novak cauliflora. It's a totally different fruit. I would say it's just as strong as the other tree. I don't know, maybe not as strong, but they've never showed any damage. But the other one is someone was confused and bought scions of this tree, Novak cauliflora. The Novak trunciflora hybrid is this tree. It's not for sale. I'm not selling cuttings of that tree. I've got 2 of them. But I felt bad because he paid for the cuttings and he was confused. So I sent him the trunciflora hybrid, but I'm not doing that again for the next person, just so you know. It's not gonna happen like that again. I'm not selling those. Not gonna happen. It's a hybrid. I just don't wanna I don't wanna cut on that tree. Not today, cowboy. That's it. I don't think that really did anything, but at least we tried. Oh, the pollen just didn't look quite right. So, I mean, there's a slight chance. There's still more I could do, but just let nature take its course. Sort through the seeds. I still got to figure out what frickin' tree this is right here. I'll figure it out. It's going to take me a minute. Some kind of Phatrantha, I suppose. It could be a Rosa de Pescos. I got to count how many of those I have. I see I've got 1, 2. No, that's not what that is. See, I lost the tag on this guy. Well, I don't have a tag. I had a mental note, but I lost my mental note. I'm pretty sure it's one of these white Jaboticabas from this batch I got years ago, but the bark doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all. To be honest, I don't really care, because if I cared about what it was, I'd be grafting from it. It's either a Phatrantha or a Ariana, some sort of Ariana. That's what it is. That's what we're calling it. That pisses me off. Finally, the confusion caught up with me. Yeah, that's a RDP. Right here is an RDP. That's my other RDP. I know that for a fact. I was eating off of that. And then this over here is another RDP. Is it? Yeah. So how many of those do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've only got 4 left. Jeez Louise. All right, let's take a look at this. this tree over here? That's one of these white Jaboticabas. I just want to see what the bark looks like. That's one of the ones I imported. It's either the Zona da Mata, the lemongrass, or the Broncamel. Huh. This one just doesn't have a bark that I'm used to. It's got a funny colored bark on it. I like the new leaves on that. It's real cool. It's coming out. Ah, new growth. This helps me out. Oh. Fuck. No. I don't know what it is. I lost the tag. Looks like a PDM almost. I got a PDM over here though. This is PDM right here. For sure. It looks a lot like a Paludodomu Curie. I didn't think I had 3 left. I thought I only had 2. PDM. Huh. PDM. That's what it is. It's a PDM. That's what it's got to be. Because the bark, it just doesn't look right for a white. It's just another PDM. That's what we're going with for now. Once the leaves come back a little bit, I can say more, but yeah, maybe it's a Sabra. No, it looks a lot like a PDM, to be honest. I know this is my other PDM, but then I have 3. There's one there. The other one is, there's another one around here somewhere. There it is over there. 3? I only thought I had 2. This needs to go into a bigger pot. I planted it in the ground, they didn't do good. Look at the Grimmel. The Mosey's hybrid was all leafless and looking like it was dead. But you see now it's leafing out all over. Kind of hard to see, but all the little tips are swelling out and pushing. I hit it with fertilizer. So this should have a decent fruit year and I'll be ready to cover it. I don't know. Kind of want to sell the fruit on it. I think I probably will sell the fruit from the tree. I think I will. I'm not too worried about it hybridizing or anything like that. Anyway. Yeah, I think that one is a PDM. I might have to... I don't think I have to label it. Oh well. This is an interesting tree. I don't know what kind it is. I got it from someone as a, another collector. It flowered for the first time. I see some flowers right there coming. It flowered for the first time last season, but it didn't set any fruit. But I always liked the way it looked. The bark, a little different. The leaf's nice. Kind of dangerous to be underneath this oak tree. I'm gonna get out from underneath here. Yeah, I think this is a PDM, but we'll find out. I'll keep an eye on it. Waiting on this little anomaly seedling to flower. This is right there. Come on, guy. Not yet. Oh, bust off that little sucker at the base. Just a special little seedling I pulled aside for looking cute. Don't know it. I'll keep it. I think this is one that Seth found. It looked interesting, somewhere between Hestinga and Phatrantha, maybe. It just doesn't look quite like either exactly. It's somewhere in between. If you see it in person, I guess you'd have to see it when it's pushing out new growth. This is another nice little tree here I kept for having a nice leaf. Nice slender little leaf. I don't know what kind it is. It's a Phatrantha, I guess. But we really like the leaf on it. Just looked a little different. And this is a Grimmel. No. This is one of those Otto Anderson. No. Hestingas that looked real weird, I think. Yeah, I ain't trying to walk outside barefoot either, man. Your feet get really messed up. I don't have the guts. It's how you always get a thorn in your foot, and then you have to pick it out, and it takes a year. I'm good, man. I'm walking like really softly and carefully. I'm like scared to have any damage. Yeah, there's some pavers down here. Look how pretty this tree is too, the Sanford. I mean, if you look at this tree from the video that Year One Organics did 3 months ago, it looks totally different. It looks like absolutely different. It's put on shit. It's put on a foot. Yeah, you know it, Julian. It's put on a foot, dude. I wish I could show the whole thing, how it's like, it's really pretty. And then of course this tree is the one that's the prettiest too. Looks like something's wrong with it from there, huh? All it would take is a nasty windstorm or a nasty chilly night would just make all these leaves look like trash. I might have to move it actually, because we're getting a cold night coming up. We'll just leave it. Wet it down. Whatever happens, happens. It's not going to kill the tree. It just maybe make the leaves look bad again, but that's a showstopper. The show-stopping kind of tree. That's one of those white Jaboticabas that I imported recently. One of the other ones, Zona de Mata, or who knows which one. I lost the tags on them. We'll figure it out. Well, I see some good loquats worth eating. Try to pull one down on the top of this tree. Get a Brix read on it. This looks like an Avery. Damn fine fruit. I would say, to me, the Avery has a richer flavor. Like a very rich flavor. And so this one is Pupilo. Wait. I forget which one is Pupilo. That one's the Pupilo. I think. Pretty sure. Gotta wait for it to fruit. I just ate off of one of those. Some strawberries from Lowe's. They're not setting. Okay, guys. Such a pretty tree, this one here. We got to find out what the parentage is of this. Look, it's doing the crazy 3-leaf deal. Put out 2 at the same node. Kind of cool. Yeah, I believe this is a hybrid of the Anomaly and the Grimmel again. That's what it would make sense. It's from that batch. When I did it, it really looks like it could be, but we'll have to see. It's gonna take a while. Maybe it's not. I think there's been fire ants on it for a while now. Looks like it almost could flower. It's old enough. Oh, it almost needs to be pruned too. It's got a very, like, almost like a golden color of the bark. So maybe it's not. I'm trying to think of what would this be. It's definitely from the same age group as this other batch I have. And I'm thinking I know it has some Grimmel blood in it because of how the leaf is so thick. It's a Grimmel hybrid of something. Wow, look at how it's doing that with the leaves. Like the way it's doing like the doubles and triples. Real weird. It doesn't know how to be. It's like trying to figure itself out. A mutant. You're a freak, man. What's wrong with you? Yeah, but this one is slowly, I pulled this aside and slowly have been getting more and more attracted to it. I grafted one as a backup, but very anxious to see what the fruit reminds me of. If anything, if I can taste the fruit. It's all crooked everywhere. See, this has got to be cut. This branch right here is crossing. A lot of this has got to be cut. I just didn't have the nerve to cut it. Anyway, like that tree a lot. Let me get one more look at that new growth too. See the new growth coming out. Yeah, it's got some fuzz to it. So maybe just a Phytrantha Grimmel. That's probably what it is. That's where my mind is taking me right now. Phytrantha Grimmel. Yep, that's what I'm going with for now. Just because the amount of fuzz. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Because this one is pretty fuzzy too. I could be wrong, yeah. Somehow we get fuzzy leaves out of the deal when you cross the Grimmel and the Anomaly. Maybe I'm all wrong. Maybe somehow I got it wrong, but we'll see. Give it another 5 years. I'd like to see. I'd like to figure it out. Yeah, this is the one I thought it was a hybrid of. Wow, look at that leaf. That is so nice. I like how long and slender it is. Definitely not Grimmel. And it came from Anomaly seeds. For sure. I labeled them. You know, I've got something new that I was keeping an eye on. But look at those leaves. A lot of new growth coming out. Fuzzy. Yeah, this is fuzzy too. Who knows what if the other one is. It's just the bark. The bark color on this is more fitting. The bark color on the other one is a little different. And then this was the other one that is a hybrid of the two. It also has fuzzy leaf a little bit. But this is hard to pick out from it's hard to pick out this tree from others. But I see the resemblance to the others. It's very upright. And the bark is reddish. But this is a hybrid, or it's supposed to be. It was one that I planted of the Anomaly and the Grimmel as well. Look at the... So the precocity is not there so far. These are getting pretty tall. This one grows really fast. Big tree. I got one grafted as a backup. So I'd say so far, they're not too... even if it is a hybrid of the Grimmel and the Anomaly, so far it's not winning me over for having the precocity. So it needs to fruit crazily and flower abundantly, or have a big fruit, or have some kind of redeeming quality for me not to say, oh well, it's just another hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, let's see what it does. We'll see what it does. I think that's an RDP right there. Yeah. Anyhow. This stupid tree needs to fruit. I don't see a single flower on it. Really frustrating tree. Oh, it's taking its time. And then this one's already done it. Very similar to the other one. Just different, I guess. I got them too, I'm sure. Maybe. I've got all sorts of stuff that eats the leaves up. It just doesn't really matter. We've got it. We've got all that here. You just don't see it in the stream, but it's here. This is a cool little tree I pulled aside. I don't know what it is exactly. It almost looked like an anomaly. Kind of had the anomaly, the delicate texture of the leaf. It's one I pulled up from here. Hasn't flowered yet, so who knows what it is, but I like the way it looks a lot. So I pulled it aside. Yeah, this one's very special. This is that one, just the leaf is kind of crazy. Somewhere's in between Grimmel and Phatrantha. The leaves are just like crazy how it does this. They fold almost down. Real crazy looking. Yeah, this tree's all Dr. Seuss'd out. I love the shape of that tree. Okay, thanks for watching. We're gonna slither on back into the man cave. This is one of these that's got a really nice shine to it. I kept it for just the way it shined. Gotta love that shine. It's almost like a Sabra Phatrantha, to be honest, which would be a great hybrid. I love the shine on that leaf. It really reminds me of the Sabra a lot, the way it grows. So we'll keep that one aside. Okay? All right, guys, have a great rest of your weekend.